service to a national platform. Her vision is clear: to ensure that quality healthcare, empowerment, and development reach every corner of the nation. UNC family, St. Augustine, please put your hands together. Make some noise. This breath of political fresh air. Welcome the UNC candidate for Arouca, Lopinot, Dr. Chaitan Maharaj.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins.
Great leaders are defined not by their words alone, but by their unwavering commitment to change. Our honorable leader, Ms. Kamla Prasad-Bissessa, UNC National Executive, MPs, senators, fellow nominees, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, good evening. For the past 15 years, I have dedicated my life to healing and helping, first as a doctor and now as your UNC candidate. I continue that mission for my children, for my hardworking mothers like me, for the youth who have seen their dreams taken away. Now, I'm a gynecologist, but I want to ask you a psychiatry question. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Keeping this joke of a P&M government in power over and over and expecting this country to improve, that is insanity. The UNC will stop the insanity and make things make sense. I work in the healthcare system. I see the suffering. Operating theaters left without essential equipment, like the right-size glove for a surgeon to operate. Patients wait days in overcrowded emergency rooms for a bed. They wait weeks for critical scans and tests. They wait months for clinic appointments. Not enough doctors, not enough nurses. And yet, instead of staffing our hospitals properly, what do? They hold fancy ceremonies for practical completion. What is that? That is a dreamed-up term to allow a man to cut a ribbon and put his name on another plaque before he leaves. Let's talk about Port of Spain General. Construction of the Central Block was started in 2016. 9 years later, it's still not fully operational. And who suffers? You do. Because when Port of Spain General can't function, Eric Williams has to carry the extra burden. That means longer wait times and more suffering for people here in the East-West corridor and the entire NCRHA catchment area. While the NCRHA's own Arima General Hospital remains underutilized because they refuse to hire staff to make it fully operational. If the need is there, why are completed hospitals standing half empty while shells of buildings have practical completion ceremonies? Make it make sense. Healthcare under the P&M, that is insanity. Let me tell you a story. We had our cottage meeting in Brazil on Monday night with 100 times more people than that funeral service they had on Sunday. I went to that cottage meeting with my wonderful campaign team and constituents. Arouca, Lopinot, let me hear you. One of my youth supporters is epileptic and suffered a seizure in the middle of the cottage meeting. Later, as the ambulance took to the hospital, I learned the true story. You know who was to blame? The P&M is fully to blame for what happened to my youth supporter because he could not get his meds properly filled off the CDAP prescription form. Our honorable leader, Mrs. Kamla Prasad-Bissessa, has already laid out our plan for healthcare, including making sure CDAP has all the medications my youth supporter needed on Monday night and new ones to manage the disease better. Our leader and next Prime Minister has always showed a vested interest in our youth. The young people of the East-West Corridor and this whole country deserve better than this last decade of darkness. I urge our nation's youth, our Gen Z, vote to stop the insanity by dipping your finger for the UNC on April 28th. Go and tell the PNM, no more, vote them out. Under the PNM, we watched opportunity after opportunity for our youth disappear. The GATE program, for instance. Once, university education was within reach for many youths like me. I am living proof of what investment in education can do. Now, GATE has been slashed, funding decreased, more courses removed, more restrictions placed. Where once the UNC made education possible, under the PNM it is priced out of reach. Even university graduates, imagine this is where we reach. A graduated doctor in this country can't find a job? We rarely reach. Make it make sense. Another major issue our young people face is the loss of opportunities for entrepreneurship. Once upon a time, if a young person had a dream of starting a business, there were government grants available to get them started. The Enterprise Investment Fund is an example that has been reduced and then discontinued. When we return to government, we will reinstate meaningful support for our entrepreneurs. Now permit me 1 minute to speak about my home, Arouca, Lopinot. Every walk I have done so far, the cries are the same. The youth in our communities are jobless. They want help. They don't want no CPAP walk. They want better. That is why the UNC has a manifesto ripe with policy plans to educate and safeguard our youth. The UNC will make it make sense. You need jobs. The PNM has the vacancies but won't hire. You need a functioning healthcare system, but they won't staff the hospitals that are built, nor will they complete the expansions to the existing ones. You need opportunities for your children, but they keep cutting youth and education programs. Make it make sense. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Let us make the change. Let us vote them out on April 28th. Vote UNC, vote for real change. Because say it with me, when the UNC wins, everybody wins. When the UNC wins, everybody wins. When the UNC wins, everybody wins. Thank you. Good night.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
I always wanted to know why I am the way I am. My